Hey everybody, welcome to Granblue Radio. This is the post 10th birthday episode. We got a lot to cover, DJ, and how recovered are you from your Japan trip slash illness?
Well, illness, not real.
Okay. Are you sleeping?
I'll be fine.
Okay. That's good to hear. Alright. So, yeah, I ruined my sleep schedule for a little bit, and it's not getting any better. So anyway, all right. So we've got the 10th anniversary. We had the 10th anniversary stream. That was a good like 7 or 8 hour stream that I did for translating things. We have a lot of announcements. Um, and as we usually do in a season that has so many announcements like this, we're not going to do a 3 hour show. We're going to do several normal shows. Right, DJ?
Well, we'll find out if that happens or not.
Yeah, I am not trying to promise that this is short or anything at all. All right, so let's do this. Step one, we have the 10th birthday giveaway. So let's just talk about that. We'll go straight to that first. So we are currently on day six out of 10. They've given us a perpetuity ring, a weapon ticket that concludes up to agonize. Finally,
Which is a good one.
yeah. They gave us one of each cage. That's fine. The superlative weapon ticket is a an improved version of what they gave us last year, which was a random Excalibur. Now you can choose Excalibur or anything else in the series. Did you pick one yet?
I have not. I need to figure out which one I'm trying to get later.
That is fair.
It
Oh,
does.
good.
Hercules is a good choice. I was thinking of the ukulele. Where
Ulikumi,
is it?
yeah. Uh,
Is Caduceus in this one too?
yes, Caduceus is in this one as well.
Those are the ones I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I picked up Water Excalibur thinking that I would Crusader with even more healing, and then I promptly wiped to Blue Sea because I'm like, oh yeah, Fateless Dispels, that's the reason it matters. And so I'm like, okay, this goes back into the offhand. Uh, but yeah, Excalibur is good. Hercules is fun if you like pressing buttons. The game has sort of moved past that, except for Proving Grounds.
Which
Um,
is coming up soon actually.
It is actually. There's Sky Piercer if you just want to hit attack, and then Uli Kumi for hard content. Those are the ones that we would talk about the most. I personally picked, like I said, I do not regret picking up that Water Excalibur. It's just that for specifically my um, Lucilius hard Crusaor fight, I was like, oh, all right, Fateless comes back. However, I do have two Excaliburs, and I regret neither of them. So Uh, so we've got the sunlight that came in. We've got 10 gold moons, which is great. Next up, we have a 6 dragons ticket, which is also really cool. These are,
And that gives me my first Luo.
yeah, that gets me a star on, it's basically another sunlight stone. So it gets me a star on something. I'm not sure yet which one yet. We're going to get a sand in 2 days. We get a Revan's weapon ticket. There's been a lot of like discussion about this one. Um, Do you have anything that you'll be picking up with this? I remember you said that you don't like fighting Cosmos that much, so will you be caring about this symmetry, or do you already have enough?
I already have three Symmetras, so I don't really care.
Okay. Are you just going to be picking up your like 100 or so Revan's materials then, or are you going to pick up something else?
It will still probably go to light because Cosmo.
Yeah, that is fair. I'm probably going to pick up a Fang of the Dragon Slayer over here because it turns out I have one on special and one on defense, and I do not have one on attack yet. So it's like I'll just save myself some materials. If you do not know what to get, the Schrodinger and the Sete di Spade are the two that you should look at first. Um, Forbidden Agastia is very good for being a like starter level weapon because Bloodshed is a very strong double attack thing here.
It's also not on a normal modifier.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
on a Magna modifier.
that is very true. This is the only one that's on Magna because we have Inferno and Fire here. This one just doesn't care because it's Snowfall. Snowfall doesn't is like a star. Fang of the Dragon Slayer is wait Life Tree. That's Yggdrasil.
Yeah, the Fang Tree. Yeah, Fang and Dragon
Yeah,
Slayer is also.
There we
It
go.
has two modifiers on it already.
Yeah, that's right. It's one Earth and one Life Tree. Sete doesn't care. Um, Symmetria is Zion and Light, and then yeah, so this is double Mistfall as opposed to being hybrid like Fang of the Dragon Slayer.
But then you get normal attack from Awakening.
hmm So yeah, and then the standard gold brick at the end. But this is a pretty big giveaway that they're doing. It's cool. Like KMR promised it would be appropriate for a 10th anniversary, and I think they've gone big. That's that for the beginning of it. Um, Another thing that's going on in here, I'll go to the update section for the March 10th update. That's the wrong one. It was the shop update for the pendant shops. It's in here somewhere. Celebrations, premium pass, that's for later. Oh, it's under the maintenance completed set. That's right. So we have the Optimus Transcends. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Uh, I think we're actually going to skip talking about the 4-star uncapped weapons unless there's one that stands out to you. Because none of these
That
really,
requires me. That requires me actually going through them.
yeah, none of these really stood out to me. So, um, the main things here are the things that they added to the pendant shop, which were a huge thing that we were requesting because a lot of us who've been playing the game for a long time were piling up points with nothing to spend them on, except for like some random rings and moons at the beginning of the month. And so now they're doing a lot of things that are annoying to farm, and you don't have to try and farm for them as much anymore. So like halos are on here. So if you halos are an annoying farm if you're trying to farm a specific halo. So now you can go to the shop and buy it. Um, these three here, Horn of Bahamut, Heavenly Horn, Astrum Fragment, are annoying to farm. Heavenly Horn probably the least annoying to farm, just because that's Grand Order, and you require the least of them. But like Horn of Bahamut takes a while, and like Proto Bahamut evaporates now. Huanglong and Keelan Anima being on here is pretty big for people, so you don't have to just sit around during Rise of the Beasts time and pray that one pops up in your raid notifications.
Yeah.
Um, did any of the ones in Prestige Pendants like move the needle for you, DJ? It's like we have among annoying things to farm. There's like the Lindworm scale is in here.
I mean, just the first thing up there is Agonize.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Agonize is right here, and it probably should have been here like a year or two ago, but there it is.
Earrings are also really nice.
Okay. Yeah, I've picked up a bunch of these. But yeah, this is a very big update. Um, Also the Kupitan face. Have you been using any of these new stickers yet, DJ, or did you not?
I have not bought them yet.
Okay. The Kupitan face is a really good one. I also greatly enjoy the Tico Huff Huff if you haven't picked that one up yet. All right. And then, so yeah, the pendants shops are nice. My next question is, okay, I understand that there's a lot of catch up to be done. And so I do not demand that they put a bunch of new stuff in the Arcarum shop. However, I do find it really funny that I am currently at 125,000 out of 50,000 points from Arcarum points. It's like, I'm not going to ask that an Evil Light or a Sunlight be put in here. It's just that I got nothing to do.
Well,
Eh,
that's it.
yeah. All right. I think Vuvo in chat. I think you should save up some more points. I have no choice but to do so. So you
I
know,
mean, you have choices. You're just not using. You're just not gonna do them.
I mean, it's so convenient to just hit the skip 9 now. Whoops, that's the wrong one. This is another really good change that they made with that one, where you just hit fast expedition and you just go, oh, I'd like to skip 9 of these, and so that's just a full set of weeklies right there. I mean, technically you only have to do 7, but why not 9? I've got 58 tickets. We get double tickets for a long time. So that's a good catch up bit there. I enjoy that. Uh, all right, but moving on, let's talk about Primal uncaps because these are a pretty big deal that they dropped all at once. Meanwhile, Magna is getting a staged release. So in 2 weeks, we'll be talking about um, Tiamat and Lumi as the first ones. But for now, we've got Optimus.
They're
Um,
pretty good.
how many did you actually have lying around just from like previous promotions?
Most of mine are 220. Only Agni was a 230. I just got a new Agni today.
oh, so your Agni's probably 240, maybe
I could
250?
I could technically make it 250.
Yeah. So let's talk about these. Basically, so before this Transcend, Agni and Varuna were just awful to call. There was just no reason to call them.
You called them because it still hit the damage cap that you need for certain thresholds.
Yeah. Um, you also could call them to try and catch someone else's important summon. Hades was like probably the third worst. You were happy to catch Zephyrus. You were happy to catch Zeus. You were fine catching Titan. Like Titan is another good mitigation summon.
I mean, it made it so you didn't die that turn.
Yeah, and the armor was also good. So now things have changed a little bit. They haven't been shaken up a huge amount, but let's start with Agni because that's the one that I think got the biggest glow up. Because Agni, when you summon it and it's at least level 230, I believe, was the
220.
220. Okay, 220 is when the call upgrades. I should have had this in front of me. Then it gets 25% boost to charge bar on it, which is
His
a
F number.
it's a great number. It is a great thing to catch. Like when you're playing in hard modes, there's like three things that you want to catch. You want to catch mitigation, you want to catch meter, and then after that you'll be like, okay, maybe I'll catch a dispel or something. And so this one, the jammed doesn't matter anymore. The burn, it matters specifically for being worth one debuff on Omen. But this 25% boost to charge bars, since everybody's CA is a spell these days, then it's huge. This is great. Like summoning and catching Agni feels great now. Varuna stayed where it is. If you are a water player and you specifically have Europa, or you are in a water raid, then the fire damage reduction matters.
Last for 3 turns.
That's not bad. It's just that if you are in a hard mode raid and you are not the Varuna player, then you go, oh, okay.
I mean, you're catching this triple attack then, and that you want triple attacking.
Some yeah, the
There's not
hardest raids
sometimes
do. The hardest raids do. But a lot of the time you are not relying on that unless you have specifically like made arrangements with the Varuna player um in the before time, like the previous setup areas. All right. Hold on. Let me just ban this person real quick. All right. Anyway, so Hades I do not have at 230 yet. But the sleep effect was very outdated. It's a global sleep. Everything that matters is immune to it. Everything that like it's up to what UBHL that can be put to sleep, but any damage from any player takes off the sleep, so it just doesn't do anything. Then the update is that it gets two random debuffs, and they're pretty good debuffs too.
It's 3 turns. Special attack damage lowered, accuracy lowered, forfeit, blinded, or corrosion.
Yeah, the corrosion is quote unquote the worst one, but it's debuff resistance lowered, so. And also it's two debuffs. Like we're talking about omens that require you to debuff a certain number of times. Cosmos has one that either asks for 8 or 10. Then now you can summon Hades for 2 of them reliably. Um, you have debuff omens in all of the hard mode raids, and that helps. It helps Dark a lot. Like this feels better to catch as well. So that's a really good one. Titan has an actual offensive thing attached to it. So it's armor, it's the survive at 1, and then it's 30,000 supplemental. It's the same buff that Sariel gives, and that's high praise. That's
Last one returns.
Yeah, it's really good. So that one you're super happy to catch. Zephyrus does so much now. Like the dispel was always there, and you were usually happy to catch it. The
Now clears
25%,
you.
yeah, and now it clears you. That one's really nice in hard raids that actually allow you to clear, um, including Lucilius Dark Rapture Zero. Actually, is a fight where clarity matters. So this one's really good. It's one of the best to catch. And then Zeus not only shields you, but now it uplifts. And
That's
so,
for 4 turns.
yeah. So this is more meter over time than catching Agni or Zephyrus is. Uh, a lot of the time when you're catching something for meter, you want it that turn. So, these are probably the better ones to catch. But, you're not going to complain about a 40 free meter. So, those are all very good updates. And then, along with that, so um, the things that you actually get out of these from being that level. So let's see if I can find. There it is. Nope, that's not one. Let's find a fully transcended. There it is. So the other things that you get total. So there's 170% that you get. I hope that the Magnas go to this number. 170 is a good number. Um, when it's your main summon, you get a 30% boost to water attack, which is great because when we're being encouraged to go double Varuna, double Leviathan with the latest gear updates. And so that helps, that gives you another multiplier right there. That's great. And then the sub aura is 20% attack, 20% HP, which if you want, you can replace your like temperance or for light it's Artemis because they don't have a thing like that. Do you summon the sun at all, DJ? Not the sun, sorry. The sun is the best one. I meant the
Hello,
devil.
yes.
The devil.
No, because the devil doesn't work on everything.
Yeah. Like so having the option of having Agni sub instead of the devil is pretty great. The option of having Varuna instead of Justice isn't as great, but the option's there. Having Titan sub instead of having God, is it Hanged Man? No, it's Tower. Ugh. Yeah, I'd rather have Titan than Tower. So yeah,
Yeah,
having
but
these options good.
you never have the tower anyways. You always head in sub.
Yeah. So these are legitimately like useful in there. So it's good. I do like this update. It makes me hopeful for what happens when they add the Magna ones in a couple weeks, because Tiamat changed how they designed Earth bosses. Like if Tiamat's mirror image works against an Earth boss, it is uh it is unusual these days. So I would really like to see these calls updated on these things. It was nice when Lumi got the reliable dispel, but now we have the bar at like dispel and clarity and meter. So you know, yeah. Oro in chat's like when Lucy regular was released, being Zeph saved people because you just get meter from crossing that call. Yeah, Rodrant mentions the Magna Calls also still have low damage, and these things up here go to 1200% damage now, which is a lot. Like one of the things that you see in the opening volleys of Dark Raptor Zero, where the opening um, Omen asks for 30 million damage, is people just summon. It does a lot of damage now, and it saves you from wasting a bunch of buttons. So these are cool updates. Um, it makes me hopeful that Magna is going to be similarly good. What elements are you still Magna in, DJ? Do you have any?
None.
I see. Understandable.
Maybe wind.
Hmm.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I am still Wind and Light Magna, and so I'm. Those are the first two. After this, yeah, we'll get one in May and one in June, and we'll talk about those then, with the lens of what happened to Light and Wind. So it's very cool. Uh, Anything else to say about these? Oh, the cost. Um,
Cost is pretty important.
the
So
cost of
there,
this. Yeah, go ahead.
so there is an item in the moon shop. I think it's 30 moons. The Optimus
Optimus Globe.
sphere. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of two ways. The other one's actually roll dupes of the summon.
and then use sunlights on that summon for one extra anima each. My personal thing is that I'm perfectly happy with these summons at 220 and 230, but it sure is uh like going into my profile and my sub summons here. It's like the uh the low levels of Ferris, the 210 Hades. I'm like, I'm sorry that I wish that I could offer you better. And it's like, that's really expensive to think about. And then the Magna ones are going to be one sand per transcend level. So KMR at GBFS said it will require a total of 5 sand to transcend a Magna summon to max. But yeah, sure is a lot of globes that I'm staring down the barrel of right now.
Like I'd rather have more options to use gold moons for instead of just the stupid weapons that I really hate.
Or the ingots.
No, the stupid weapons I really hate.
All right.
Those became the go-to all.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So that is the transcends. Um, so you've been playing Princess Connect for longer than I have. Um, do you know of anybody who actually pays for like the Princess Connect power-up sets? Because
I don't
Princess
talk to
Connect's
people who play Princess Connect, so
all right.
and I don't
Because
buy it because I have to use the App Store money instead.
mm-hmm. Because this premium pass stuff is stuff that first. I mean, other games have it as well. I don't know if I think Nikkei has a monthly pass. I forget.
Nikkei's it's a battle pass
It's
though.
a battle pass.
That's way different.
Okay. Um, so here's the new premium pass. Each time you buy it, it's for 30 days. You get one of each earring. You get 3 intricacy rings. These are nice, but not like a big boost. You get an extra 10 pots and 20 berries per day, as opposed to it's like 2 pots and 10 berries, I think, is the current daily. Um, you get the campaign boost to your pendant caps.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Doubling it.
Yeah, you. This is the one that is the one that's most interesting to me because I've seen the get additional attempts in single player games and not in multiplayer games like this before. So get an additional attempt for quests in your raid list. Like a few of our crewmates have this, and they're like, "Hey, I can summon, Hexa Primarch or Lucy or like a Revens twice in a day," and we're like, "Oh, cool. All right, we'll join both of those." Or if you go to the raid list right now, like a lot of the time this happens during comeback campaigns, but it's like there are some barren raids out there. There's people joining these. It's just that there's so many hosts available that it gets flooded. There's rank 5 shop skills, which is a smaller percent of EXP up, rank points up.
Those are doubled in this campaign.
hmm
So
So,
instead of 50% is you get 70% of EXP.
hmm and then there is a shop that says for pass points, and it'll be like I think 6 pass points for like a sunlight, something like that. Actually, I can just click right here. So here's an Optimus Globe. So 4 months of getting the pass gets you an Optimus Globe if you wish for one, or 8 months for the sunlight. Uh, let's see, is there anything else important on here that you can't just farm for? The cages, but it's like the top four are the big like attention getters here, because these are things that you wouldn't have available just to farm. Um, so all right. The thing for me about having this exist in Princess Connect is that Princess Connect is a single player game. The only the only multiplayer quote unquote content is asynchronous. It's like the PvP arena, which a lot of other mobile games have. And like other people who have there's very little difference between people who get the pass and don't get the pass. Um, although with the Princess Connect, with the most recent quests, I actually did notice a difference. There's a bunch of content that I can't get past that people who got the pass did get past like way earlier because they were able to get like 50 fire levels, 50 water levels up on me.
Well,
This, yeah,
there's also the fact that there's actually a drop that you can only get once during events and also when you roll duplicates
yeah, the masterpiece
of
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. In this one, like, you share the bonus with other players. Like, you kind of have to unless you're mega powerful and soloing certain things. Like, so, like, have you sort of noticed any difference with playing with people who have the pass and not?
I don't pay attention at all, so
You don't? All right. Because
I also have the pass.
you have it?
So
Okay. Because,
yeah,
yeah, we like,
I get it. I get to do 2 runs of safe on day and get stat even twice as much.
yeah, Ryan has it. I believe Doonpa has it in our crew. They've just been like, yeah, if there's something that you need me to host twice, let's do it. I'm like, okay, thanks. It is.
I have double chance of Bahamut every day
Oh, for the extra chance at the gold brick. Nice.
for
Yeah,
hosting. Yeah.
yeah. I do not have it. I don't know if I'll get it, but I appreciate the fact that like when people have the pass, like I said, this part here, the additional raid bell attempts, helps a lot of other people too. Like you see people in co-op who are hosting the hard raids, and they get another try. It's like, oh, okay, thanks. Vuvo says my pots are being murdered with the extra pro run. Yeah, the extra pro run seems pretty sick too.
And you just get extra runs. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have so many things I can break for XP and other things.
So someone asks in chat a question because I'm a mid-level player: is Hexa a raid that can wipe raid wide because of others' mistakes? It doesn't wipe you when someone else makes a mistake. It just makes things way harder. So it's not a direct wipe. It just gets really hard when someone fails at low health. So like Hexa and Lucy both have mechanics that say I will hit harder and do meaner things until someone uh, removes this from me by doing a raid mechanic. And if someone fails at that mechanic, then it just keeps doing it every turn. And you're like, this is adding up. So anyway, those are how those ones work. All right. So that's the pass. So that's cool. I didn't know that you had the pass and were hosting double Sayathon. I see your Sayathons and join them sometimes, but you don't really say when you're doing them. You just sort of post them up.
I don't even post them up. I just pub it.
Yeah, like I said, I see them. I see them posted just in the raid list. That's what I meant by post them up. Like this. You're already doing your proto PVHL right now. So
Yeah, I don't care about blue chest in this raid. It takes too long to blue chest.
that is fair. So you're just going for the host gold. Yeah. We also have these limited time power up packs. They are what they are. There's a 10 draw in them, so the 5,000, 3,000 of that is supposedly for that. And then the rest of these are there. I'm not getting them, but I will not look down on people who do. Um, and yeah, so those are the immediate things that we got. And that was just from the 10th anniversary. Do you want to talk about Heart of the Sun a little bit?
There's still the grand weapons.
Oh my goodness, that's right. The grand weapons with the new type of awakening on them. So let's talk about grand weapons. So where are you, Tai Tai Spirit Bow? You're one of the ones that got the glow up recently. There you are.
It was already good. Oh yeah, we need to talk about overcap too. Then
Oh yeah, you're right. All right. So grand weapons that 6 grand weapons got awakening. We got Tai Tai Spirit Bow, which has CA awakening, so you can get CA supplement, which is something that you already have a bunch of in water if you're trying. You can get skill cap though, and that's actually really big to get 25% skill cap on a.
25 fill cap, 20% damage to help you with when you're at higher raids with the
Mhm.
higher defenses.
Yeah, like
This weapon area has big crit, big attack, small attack.
yeah, this one's real great. Um, Other ones to note. So we got Ichigo. Got it
All the
from
ones
you.
that all the ones that have stamina on it got like multi attack and healing, right?
Yeah, they specifically stayed away from the attack awakening on them because that's the cap up one. And so this one is 20% double attack, 10% triple attack, not boostable, but 10% triple attack is not something that you sniff at, especially when a lot of grids just had one Ichigo sitting in them for the stamina mod anyway. So having an extra 10% multi attack on this thing is pretty useful.
Useful, yes, but it's questionable if it's actually worth going for.
Also true. And then 30% healing cap and 10% debuff resist. The 30% healing cap gets more noticeable as you get later in the game, but I don't know if the thing is that also things that get more noticeable later as you get in the game is losing a bunch of damage when you take a bunch of damage from these stamina weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, so that and Ixaba both got that. And Eden too, right?
Eden as well, yeah. And so, which one did we not talk about? Vortex of the Void. I don't have a Vortex of the Void in my inventory.
Oh
Which
yeah,
ones did that
Stu's
one
Fallen
get?
Sword also is the other one.
Oh yeah,
The dark one.
that's right. What
Alright,
did Vortex?
Vortex of the Void. It gets the attack one or skill damage.
Oh, getting attack is great on that one. Like attack awakening grands are really nice.
It's 40%. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
With 5% damage cap.
yeah, and it's it works with both versions of Grimnir, which is also a nice little thing there.
Yeah, also skill damage also works too.
Yeah. So, but with Taisai, which I feel like we're gonna claim as one of the big winners of this round, um, Taisai also benefits from a system change that they just made. So,
Over skills.
overskill. I wonder what I have that has an overskill involved. Let's see if I actually have overskill in this.
So, oh, well, it's not everything that can have overskill. So, what
There
is
it
it?
is. So there's 3 skills in the game that can have overskill. So there's multi-attack. So if you break past DA rate and TA rate, then there's a blue skill at the end here that's called added hit, which counts as a single extra attack. It is only ever a single attack, and it can do things like get chaser and supplemental damage and things like that. If you go past 100% crit, which is
Let me
very
go
easy
back
to
to
do.
that real quick.
Okay,
The
added hit.
so the normal cap for DATA is 75%.
Mm-hmm.
The added hit will cap at 100%,
Okay.
and you get for every 1% of DA is 0.4, and every 1% of TA is 0.6. So that
Okay.
one's really hard to actually get to the to that 100.
Yeah.
The
Um,
added hit does 20% of normal attack.
yeah, so it's relatively weak in terms of being an actual attack, but it's extra hits, which does a lot in this game.
Well, it's actually only one single hit, even if you have flurry.
If you have flurry, but it still gets chasers, I believe. I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know.
It does get bonus damage and supplemental.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't get flurry, which is probably for the best. Um, and then so crit, if you go past 100% crit, which if you're in say an older like, let's see if I have one for that. Any of my uh Wemdis's spear ones. That's
So
not
for
this one.
every
Anyway.
extra critical percentage, you get 0.5% for this crit damage, and crit damage goes overskill goes to 100%.
Hmm. And so having higher crit multiplier, we were talking about this. It matters when you have oh here we go. Uh it matters when you have really high defense on things. So going past 100% crit will actually do something now. It'll be pretty good.
Oh yeah, also to note that the damage multiplier now for critting is 50% plus crit overskill times 0.5.
Okay. And it maxes out at 100% as your multiplier, as I recall.
Correct. So overall, if you get 100% crit overskill is 50% plus
Yeah,
50%.
there we go. So here's crit damage. I now get an additional 4% crit damage because I am over 100% crit. And hey, guess what? You get there pretty easily with 2 tie size. All right.
The crit damage was not shown on your screen.
It was uh 4.33% right at the very bottom here.
It's not visible on the stream.
It's not visible on the stream. Did I have to scroll
Now it
down?
is.
All
Yeah.
right, my bad. All right. So yeah. And then
So
the last
that actually effectively becomes 2.16.
mhm. And then so the last one is damage cap up, which um turns into what is it called? Damage penetration,
Damage cap pen.
which basically is additional damage cap as far as I can understand it.
Let's see here. Caps at 20%. A minimum of 2% excess of damage cap is required for pen to take effect. Each 1% is converted to 0.5% increments, so it goes yeah. It's a pretty much an additional 20% you can get to.
Yeah, there it is. Damage cap penetration. It's basically an extra 7% damage cap, and it applies to both damage cap and damage cap special.
Yeah, for each 1% of either one is a 0.5 in penetration.
Hmm. Um, I don't know if they will implement these over skills for other weapon skills. Um, I don't think they'll do it, for example, on attack or HP, but they could do it on things like healing, for example. But we'll see. But it is an interesting change to the game that lets more weapons breathe than before. Forrest said he says supplement feels like the skill that needs it the most. I disagree. I think supplement
I don't
is
think that he ever needs to get
exactly
anything.
where it needs to be in the game. All right. Um, anything else to talk about these for overskill and grant stuff?
No, interesting updates.
Yeah. All right. So now we get to Heart of the Sun, the 10th anniversary event, and the character that it gave us, who is one of the more fun ones that we've gotten in a while.
You just have the Holy Angel Gat.
Angel Angel with a gun. So here's Raziel. Um, she's uh the one of the more like viable just utility SSR event SSRs we got in a very long time. There have been these from collabs as well, but instead of being just pure damage, she's got a lot of stuff going for her. So, um, like in the first couple days of having her, I've seen people use her in Agastia, Dark Rapture Zero, Arcarum. Like, there's a lot of places where she can shine. It's actually really cool.
The car one's really funny too.
You're
Cause
doing it.
she
Yeah, go ahead.
because her second ability is that she has every weapon type.
Mm-hmm.
She both of the skill cap of and amplifying harps work for her.
Yeah, so you can get two different skill amps on her, which very few others can get, while also having a 16 hit nuke. So like I've seen videos of her just pressing a button and a boss, like an Arcar, well not a boss, an Arcarium defender just falls over. And you're like, okay, next. Um, but also because this is 16 hit, we've seen it in various things that require omen breaks. Um, and like yeah. So anyway, let's go through the whole kit. So we've already talked about how she's subject to every weapon specialty. That's also what Kai.
She has done a lot of learning with those books.
Yeah, Kaim also has this, but it's like in the modern era, this is much more relevant with her just because of once again having a natural 16 hit nuke.
Yeah, he thinks that time does not have.
Yeah, like he does a lot, but he doesn't press a single button and do 16 hits of skill damage. Um, Font of Experience is her other passive, so she has boosted multi attack, and she has
10% DA, 5% TA per turn. Goes
mhm.
up to 100% DA and 50% TA.
And she also has Natural Chaser.
Goes up to 2% each turn. These seem familiar. It's like she's an angel.
Yeah, but having passive light damage means that in longer fights, when she has her guaranteed multi attack ramped up, then she'll do a minimum of like 4 to 6 hits on her attack before you factor in anything else, which is pretty handy to have in a V2 raid that asks for hit count.
Yeah, she doesn't lower her defense.
Yeah. Wait, is that Olivia? Or.
That's both Livia and Lucio.
Oh, it's Lucio too! That's right! I forgot about that one. Um, but yeah, like, so that's really useful in there. And then we actually get to her skills. So her CA, it gives herself a refresh and then 3 of her resources. But on turn 10 and onward, she gets the refresh to everyone else, which is mostly minor, but there's a character who was just printed in light who cares about having a refresh on him all the time.
Yeah, I wonder who he is.
Yeah,
Maybe it's another angel.
it's probably the angel that she works for
Yeah,
now.
probably.
Yeah. Um, and then like so here's Book of Shackles, her first skill. It is 2 debuffs. It's actually 3 debuffs. My bad.
Yeah,
Uh,
gravity 20% dark attack down, 20% light defense down.
Gravity is useful at many stages of the game. Having 3 debuffs in a single button is useful. A funny thing was that someone who was making a video about using her in Dark Raptor Zero, Dark Raptor Zero cares about which colors of button that you have, and so having a rainbow here means that she can clear a bunch of different apples off of herself, which other characters who are grand cannot, which is funny. Uh, but yeah, we
Why
have
she
our
researching shackles? You know,
look, look.
yeah, they learn
Well,
about laws.
yeah. And then here's the Book of Psychokinesis, the last one, which is 5 turns of undispellable buffs, which
Out of
are
7.
yeah, Um,
50% normal attack, 50% defense, 100% DA, 30% TA, 3% dodge rate. These are really good.
yeah, and on a 5 out of 7, like this is one of the stronger free packages that we've had for utility. Just period. Like we've had characters who are free who um do better damage, sure. Like a lot of characters who are specs just for damage, things like Deku and Luffy and things like that will uh maybe last longer than her in terms of just like, you know, Bakugo who's a mini Willness, for example. But like if you look at other people's teams, like um Nami and Robin are this level of just useful, and they get use. They were used in full auto teams. Like, uh, I'm trying to think of anybody who's even close to this level of utility otherwise who's free. I think that's
I
it.
can't think of any.
Yeah, I think it's just Nami and Robin, and that's high
I
praise
mean,
in
I
this
mean, you could
case.
say Joker, I guess, but
Yeah,
Joker's still like outclassed by a lot of other things now.
yeah. Like Rod Rant mentions that back when he was released, the original Cassius, who is not as an event character, this is a valid comparison. Dispelling reactively is still useful, but yeah,
Yeah,
like
I used some in my original solo for Lucy.
yeah, and so like that's high praise that Raziel makes it to that level. Like she is a really cool character for that. So like I really do enjoy that design on multiple levels. So good on Cygames giving us a great character like this. Peak design. All right. And
I
that's
like
it
how
for.
she's
Well, go ahead.
gun staff.
She's gun staff, yeah, and well, with the little asterisk that she also
Asterisk
has
of
all the other
everything
8.
else.
Yeah, it's like
But
how
she
Kaim is also dagger with an asterisk, right?
well, look, at least physically has a gun in the picture, so it's easy to find her.
True. Oh man, this event was fun. Like, I would not put her on the same level as like 000 and you, but it was fun, and it sets up a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the rest of the 10th anniversary goes.
And time to find out about the seventh element.
Yeah.
The seventh element blue with some prismatics.
hmm That's pretty much it for um this week though. Like there's a lot to come, but once again, we do these in such a way that we don't just sit around for 3 hours going down a list. Like by this time next week we'll have what? We'll have a new Tanya outfit. We have let me go to the wiki with their newly updated like what's coming page. Future updates. I really do like the wiki's new design, by the way. I'm going to shout out the wiki right here. This future update timeline, having it on the front page is really nice.
Yeah, it used to just exist as this page, but you had to like find it.
Yeah. So next week we're just going to have Tanya. So we'll use next week to talk about more of the things that are about to come. Uh, and maybe go over some of like the data slides just because those are fun. This year's were especially fun, DJ.
I saw.
Yeah, we'll go over some of those. But out of the things that they announced for the 10th anniversary, DJ, this is the free space I was talking about. Is there one in particular you'd like to highlight as something you're excited for?
Uh, De La Fee and Elmont because I love Elmont so much.
Elmott's such a fun character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the end of this month.
that's
That's later. Rise of the Beast characters. It's gonna be interesting.
it's gonna be interesting. I'll wait until we actually get to that Rise of the Beasts and can recruit
Wait,
the
hold
first
on.
one.
Go to the Frau page.
Oh,
Oh,
you
at
just saw their?
404.
Did you
Yeah,
just see their shit post?
yeah.
Yeah, that's Uvi Kid right there. You see that little sad cat right there that they put on Frau's face?
I mean, I've been making that complaint the longest time too.
a lot of these characters have had those complaints leveled at them for a long time. Um, I think Twayan is the closest to being viable, like modern viable out of all these. Twayan actually has a cool part of that Agastya full auto I was talking about, the one that has Raziel in it.
Yeah.
That was a cool video.
Yeah.
Um,
Tien is the first person to do the permanent local debuff stacking, and is the worst at it.
I mean, that's also Anre. Anre was the first to have a full turn of Assassin, where if you could force him to attack out of turn, then he would retain his Assassin buff. And they've used it ever since. So these two have like first of toolboxes, and then they're just like, okay, what's for the rest of it though?
Well, to be fair, Anre had his way longer than Tien had hers.
Also true, very
His was
true.
level 100. Hers at the Transcendence.
Hmm. But yeah,
And Frau has an extra cost to use skill 4. Awesome, cool.
but yeah. So this is exciting on a bunch of levels. Um, like I still use a bunch of these characters, but I admit that it's like, yeah, when it comes to costing Lapis Merits, Evilites, and Sand, like I will point people to other characters first and just be like, no, don't do this until the very end.
I did Frau because it's Frau.
I did all of these in order basically because I am addicted to new content and I just want to make sure I've done it to be able to talk about it competently. In terms of updates I'm excited for, it's the what used to be the Granblue Dojo, the special training over here, because a lot of the time when people ask me for things, like how to do things in Granblue Fantasy, I point them to the wiki's like getting started list,
Yeah.
and this is something that KMR has been very consistent about in multiple years of me interviewing him. He's like, I want this game to be more accessible to new players, which is important for a game that's had 10 years of, mechanic advancement, of content progression. And so being able to just tell someone, oh yeah, do the assignments in game and you'll be ready is huge. It's extremely huge. Um, and so there's that, and like, giving people 7 free characters is a nice little bonus.
And one of them's Lily. Lily's the greatest.
Lily's great, UL's great, Alethea is super great. Like this top left corner right here is like end game viable.
And then there's Albert and Matera and Naru. They're cool.
They're cool. They're great for beginners. These three are great for beginners, and they're great for advanced players. And then you have your choice of any of these grands, and then we can talk about that when it's time. Like a bunch of these have really good weapons attached to them, and kits that are just fine for people who are getting started out. Like, but it is it is cool. I am glad that this is coming. I'm excited to cover it. And also, since we're established players, we can get these rewards too, and maybe they'll give us moons. Maybe I'll just get an extra copy of a grand weapon that I like. Onheil over here is actually something that I could use more of just to get more hit points in hard content for Dark. Uh, Gambantane, I've never actually gotten a second one.
Oh, well, you didn't really want the first one, anyways.
That's fair. But I already have a
That's it.
single AK, I have my single Benetia, I have way more Merglaces than I know what to do with, so it's probably Unheil then. But yeah, a lot of people are like, I've been missing this character forever. I can just get them for free now. That's great. It's like it's really good. I
Oh
love the
boy, I'm
fact that
looking
I can
at
put these
Gombertain's CA. It's a 600 refresh. Let's go.
to. All right, fine. Maybe not Gonfontaine. Let's go back to the Unheil thing.
At least it has skill damage and attack awakenings.
Hmm. Skill Awakening is actually pretty legit. Like I do not have many of the tools for skill light, so that's a good filler piece. All right, but yeah, that's this week. Next week we'll have more things to go over. In 2 weeks we'll have Tails to talk about. Not really, we don't talk about that anymore. In 2 weeks, we'll have Magna 3 to talk about. This is a big one too. We'll figure out what that is like
By the way,
when
I found
the
my
time
my
comes.
two cool weapons to talk about from the uncaps.
Oh yeah?
Fusion Mobius, because it has 2 attack skills now. And Sunset Blaze, who has also 2 attack skills now. What Sunset Blaze, big attack, small CA damage, medium Solaire.
Let's see. It was under maintenance completed. So you said Sunset Blaze. So Sunset Blaze is Windalisa, and so it gets Solaire, and then it already had what again?
Yeah, already had big attack.
Okay.
DJ Mobius gets small majesty with and also big attack.
Mm-hmm. Fusion Mobius, like Clarice's harp. Yeah.
Also,
Hey.
the spells on CA, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And harp main hands are great. Like if you lumberjack with this thing, no regrets. Pretty cool. Pretty cool set of things to do and things to add. They added.
Light harp with the spell on CA, you say? Yeah.
Yeah, the Lumi one. The Lumi harp did that, but I think that's all it did, right?
Oh, Monica gives you full dodge.
Monica CA, the Marine Ace.
Yes, dodge all.
Is this the one that also had Thunderstruck on it randomly?
Yes,
Okay,
because Monica gives Thunderstruck.
right. I remember now.
Oh wait, hold on. We're dodging with a bow. We are the 2
Ah. So anyway, yeah, exciting times. 10th anniversary is a fun time. I've been playing a bunch more Relink in the last couple days. I'm sad that I'm going to be traveling over the next few weeks. I'm not that sad. I'll get to see you guys up in Seattle. That's going to be a lot of fun. But there's a lot of games to play right now.
Too many games. Oh my god, Azusa's gun. It's a
Yes,
gun.
the umbrella gun. Yeah.
It's the damage amp for 6 times that turn.
Oh yeah, the CA on it.
Yeah. However,
How
your MC
often?
can't one attack next turn.
Hmm.
It's okay. It's unworldly.
All right.
These
That
are
said,
funny. Wait,
yeah.
wait, hold on.
Hold.
This
All right.
the fan the Yuan Sochi fans are pretty funny.
Why is that?
Above when you're above 50%, you get strength and chaser. If
Mm-hmm.
you're below, you get dodge all and remove a debuff.
Hmm. Okay. On melee is an interesting way to have that. I guess it's for monk.
I mean, I assume everything's monk with melee nowadays.
That's true. Until we get the tier 5 and see what happens.
Oh wait, holy Folius is pretty sick. 1 turn of bonus earth damage.
One.
However, you also have you get big enmity on bloodshed, so
Mm-hmm.
bloodshed and garrison. So you know,
And hit count Robin Hood is a thing now. Hit count auto attack, like permanent flurry permanent flurry Robin Hood is a thing. So, yeah, that's a good one.
well
Cool.
with the permaflurry, you also don't get it meter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Its downside is that you decided to put on the Belial chain, so
That's
you just put the
right.
Belial chain anyways.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'd forgotten about that part. Thanks for the reminder. All right. Well, cool. That's cool stuff, though. Like, did you pick up any of the outfits? I picked up Lyria minute one.
Nope, I don't have the money right now.
That's absolutely fair. You just got back from a trip and you're planning for a future trips as well.
Also, soccer cons in 2 weeks.
You're right. I still don't have a badge for that. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do anything convention related. I might just hang out with people. That said, whenever I say that, I tend to just get in line for a badge and then use that badge for one day. Who knows? Uh, it's Unreal that says matchmaking used to be solid before this patch. Now I literally can't find an open group. I don't know. I've heard about that, but I've only played with friends. Um, if it's a problem, they'll address it and fix it. All right. So, there was a JIS alpha point, like channel point redemption. I'll do that at the end. We're going to end this one. But
Why
uh,
why do you still have your draw thing? Is it the banner goes over sometime tonight?
what me?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
segue.
yeah, yeah. I need to stay up late tonight. Well, I don't need to. I am choosing to either stay up late tonight or go to sleep and wake up at 3 a.m. because we have Flash Gala to talk
Yeah,
about next week as well
yep,
with new
at
characters.
1900 JST.
Yep. All right. So the request was to read out loud Island of the Astrals. So where is that? G to I. Island Nation Federation. I have to control F this. Astrals. Island of the Astrals, Estalucia. All right, let's see this. The island's existence is shrouded in the same mystery that surrounds the Astrals themselves. Naturally, a great number of skyfarers have set off into the vast blue skies to chase its legend. It's said to be a place of unworldly splendor, and that whoever reaches it will be granted their every wish. Here, we'll actually, before I sign off for the night, way down at the bottom of the Heart of the Sun, we have our first glimpse of what Estalucia might look like here, with the Phoenix visiting Estalucia at the end of the event. Is it not there? It's not showing up. Sorry. Anyway, it's there. Trust me. Thanks for joining me, DJ. I'll see you in a couple weeks, like physically in person, and I'll see all of you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, thanks for the for coming and for 7 years of Granblue EN. Jeez, so much.